Can you also just, I'm just trying to think, because so many wineries have restaurants, what's the easiest way for a server to serve a plate to a table of people without coming within 6 feet of them? There's been a lot of memes out there on that and some great videos, but I think in general, we're definitely looking for, yes, we're definitely, I think the wineries with the glasses putting out, it seems to be a little bit more logical, but when it comes to serving plates, that's the people already sitting, and it's a little bit more confusing.
So we've actually put some information on our website under industry-specific procedures to help, say, the restaurants, pubs, and the food service in the wineries would fall under that. There's a whole host of general considerations with table service. I've got, these are several pages of things. And there's some procedures in there for servers. And they're good starting points, things to think about, like having an open end to a table, or removing a chair and making that the drop point for the food, right? And then having your guests that are sitting at the table pass their own plates around. Thinking about that is some higher end restaurants like to preheat their plates. So you may want to consider dropping the temperature of your preheated plates so your guests aren't burning their fingers as they're passing their neighbor's food around. So thinking of that, it's that booth type of setup where you have an open end, as the server would drop the plates and walk away. Sometimes it's not always practicable. You may have to ask the guests to stand and step back and serve, right? So it's just taking the reasonable precautions. One thing that I always like to think about pre-planning. So you may have guests that have special needs, that may be in a wheelchair or have mobility issues, that in advance of the serving coming out, you might want to give them notification that say, you know what, the food's coming out in about a minute. Maybe somebody in your party can help you move so I can drop the plate so that we protect both of ourselves. So it's thinking about all of those things. So if you go onto our website and go into the phase 2 opening and look at the procedures for restaurants, cafes, and pubs, you'll find a lot of that information in there. It's already laid out for you. And then you just have to make it specific to your workplace.
Okay.
It's about minimizing exposure, but planning it as well.